So we're going to look at heart rate training, and we're looking at structuring your program. Most people, if they put a little bit of structure into their training program rather than just going out and paddling distance, will improve by about 50%. That's a massive gain, and that is year on year. So always going to get a gain if you put more structure into your training. The way you can do this is by buying a GPS watch. There are loads out there, Sunotu, Garmin, TomTom, there's loads available to you, and you can have cheaper ones or go for more expensive ones. Ideally, what you want to look at is something that's going to beep at you or tell you when you're in a specific zone. Zones are ranges of heart rates. What are we talking about here? We're talking about making sure that you're in the right heart rate zone for that particular time of year and for that specific training. If you race, you're going to be in zone 4 and potentially in zone 5 halfway through, at the start and maybe at the finish. So a majority of your time through the winter is going to be spent building up to those higher intensities. Zones of training, we have zone 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. The easiest way to look at this is look at it as gears. So you have 5 gears. So most people make the mistake, they go out running or they go cycling and they just go out in one gear. So there's the same specific heart rate or the same perceived exertion. So make sure that when you turn up on the start line, you've got gears. So you've spent some time in 1 and 2, you've spent time in 3, you've spent time in 4, which is your race pace, and you've spent time in 5, which is your sprint phase. Through the winter, you want to be spending most of your time through 1, 2 and 3. You also want to add in very, very short aspects of zone 5. All right, just to remind yourself that you've still got 5 gears. When we come into sort of the race sort of season, just before, so pre-competition, around sort of February and March, April time, we're starting to add in more intensive sessions. All of these want to be done around interval training. For example, you might do 6 times 1 kilometre at zone 3 with 2 minutes recovery between each kilometre. 6 times 1k at zone 3, 2 minutes recovery in zone 1. And you put that into your watch or just keep checking it every now and again. There are also little devices you can put on your board as well. So we can look at speed coaches, which are quite expensive. However, you can also just get a bit of pipe insulation and tape your watch to your board. Then you can always see how fast you're going and also where your heart rate is sat. By putting structure into your training, by training to heart rates and perceived exertion, you will make a lot of gains. This is one of the biggest tips that anybody looking to get into racing or that's in racing that wants to do better can accelerate their performance level by using these small little gadgets. Thanks for watching. If you've got any comments or suggestions you want to make or anything that we want to cover in the future, then just let us know.